Hello. Why was I English? Okay. So, I'm Dimi.
I'm Dalia. Hi.
How are you? Teacher.
What's up?
So how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Great. A little nervous, but we got this.
Same. We got this.
So today we'll be talking about Edward Hopper and his painting Office in a Small City.
Damn.
So he was born in 1882.
This is the painting.
Oh yeah, true. That's what it is.
This is the painting.
Take
Very
it in.
good. Okay, done. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, done. Okay. You missed it?
Perfect. All right. So he was born in 1882 in Nyack, New York, being drawn to aesthetics of a city and often associated to its purpose, going to school there for art as well. And we did research at this library that we're in right now, the Webster Library.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
There were actually a lot of books offered too, which was really cool. I guess this guy was really renowned.
And
So good for him.
very. We love it.
Yeah.
It's giving.
Yeah. So he was part of the American art movement, which was very pivotal. And he was an American realist painter, which basically means he would focus on actual serious issues of life, usually like relating to a metropolitan city and focusing on like society and societal issues. And he did not really lean towards abstraction like many artists did during his time, which is great. Good for him. He kept it real.
We love that. We love that. He's keeping it real, and we love how he's like,
He was independent. He didn't influence easily.
on what's it like living in the city back in the day,
Yep.
like centuries ago.
Yep.
Thousands or hundreds.
Thousands.
Hundreds.
Anyways, a little bit of a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
long ago.
So he focused on the Great Depression, although this painting isn't really surrounded about that, but that was his main focus on things. This was more like a post-war isolation, modernization, and like the life of a stereotypical white man, like an office worker, it's like a redneck a bit.
Yeah.
So industrialization is basically technological and economic changes. That's like the focus. And there was a lot of those after the war, obviously. That's what happens after any war. We're in one right now. Well, not us, but,
As
the world.
we're currently in one. I'm in my country. So.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll suffer. This is our,
Let's see the consequences of that soon.
maybe like our 100th
Yeah.
war, so we're good. We're used to it. Sirens here, there, we're good.
Yep. We love
Buildings
that.
collapsing, my building collapsing. We're fine. We're good.
Yeah. We're so good. That's sarcasm, by the way. We're not good. And we hope it doesn't move to us. We're lucky here, but they're not lucky there. Anyways.
Hopefully not, because I have a degree to get, and I'm not suffering just to
Yeah.
get it. Thank you.
Anyways, cross your fingers. So, this painting, Office in a Small City, was created in 1953, and it's very minimalist and lifeless, as you saw.
Yeah, so just a little on a quick visual analysis on the painting. We're trying to not to read much of our notes, but this is just like quite memorization of what we did.
Yeah.
So basically, you see here, there's a little vibrant colors, as you see, but the truth is, he didn't paint vibrant colors for you to feel happy and for you to feel like, like, oh wow, he's working. This painting, kind of like what I realized is the sunlight shining through with the yellow. It doesn't mean like it's bright and happy. It means like there's so much exposed. The sky, the building, as you guys can see, he's looking towards the horizon with
He's thinking a lot.
With all the like architectures in New York, which is what New York is quite known for. He's all alone, and he's like, although everything is like exposed, the one thing that exposed the most is his emotions. If I zoom in, hopefully, this is a new phone, so I don't know how to like use it.
There he is.
He's just looking across with no one surrounding him and everything. So kind of give it this like unhealthy and like being alone in the
lot of pressure. It's got a
explosions
lot
of pressure and your thoughts and everything, especially after like the Great Depression or the Civil War or anything. You're all alone, as we mentioned. We're in now, and a lot of people had
Poor
to
guy.
like. We're in
Truthfully, poor guy.
not a civil war, kind of like a world war right now, with the Middle East, I think the U.S., whatever that.
They're always involved somehow. Anyways, we know
whatever that like Oompa Loompa decides to do.
Literally.
Whatever he decides to do. So yeah, this is just him being like alone, and everything is exposed. But the one thing that Edward Hopper tried to expose is the emotions and the feelings and whatever like your thoughts are like going through. It's like he has a like invisible bubble here with every single one of his thoughts. Just like,
and you're talking about quick to pity a man, but I do pity him and the pressures that men felt to provide for their family, like the over consumerism. I'm happy that there was painters like him like representing that, and like
there's
the
not
feelings
a lot
that come from that.
I don't think there was a lot.
Yeah, men do not show their emotions like that often.
Exactly.
And he chose to do that.
And
so good for him.
We love it.
Edward Hopper, love you.
You slayed.
Yep.
You slayed and you cooked the painting.
You did.
You really slayed and cooked.
So a little on the furniture. It depicts the rise of the corporate world and shows industrialization. I'm getting sick of that word, but anyways, important here. Okay. And the cultural influence of the post-war. Mentioning again. So
now,
it's our main argument.
As a little funny fact, we're both Greek. Her being 100% Greek and me being half Greek. We love to argue. So this is our favorite part of the podcast where we're just gonna do arguments.
Yep. This is what it is. So the consequences of modern life and its effects on humanity and realistic artists like him. Again, we love him. Okay.
Edward Hopper.
Yep. We see business culture as toxic. How do you see business culture as toxic? What do you think about that?
I see business culture as toxic because everybody's like, for example, we're Concordia students, and the one business school that we have is JMSB, and I feel like a lot of like business people, a lot of them think highly of themselves. Like, if you have ever had an encounter with a JMSB finance guy, business guy, econ guy. Sorry, wrong timing.
She did not like that. Even talking about it.
Wrong timing.
Yeah.
Whenever you tell them like, oh, where do you study? They're like, JMSB. I'm like, oh, Concordia. They're like, they look at you like, no.
They look down on you.
They look down on you and be like, no.
Competition is the most toxic thing for sure.
No, I go to JMSB, which is like kind of like in Concordia. Like it says Concordia. JMSB.
Yeah, like we get it.
It could get a little toxic, especially like if you're just in your little cubicle in an office and you have like no one really to talk to, and you go to work at 9 and you're there till like 5. You're just like alone, like even on break time.
And I feel like they overcompensate a lot for like being a little miserable.
Yeah,
I may add that. I think a lot of them are. And I feel bad, but like don't be rude. But I feel bad too. But don't be rude to me.
Yeah, literally. And also it's like when speaking of like business and everything, like corporate jobs, you have deadlines to do. You like HR or whatever, your main manager comes up to you and she's like, okay, so we have a deadline with a client this time. You cannot be a day early, you cannot be a day late, you have to give it by this time, that time. So I feel like that can get a lot of pressure, a lot of toxic,
a feeling of being trapped too.
Your job on the line.
Sometimes.
Your job can literally be on the line if you can't really like pull the deadline, because sometimes like you'll be in a group and either it's only you doing the project, it's someone else doing the project, or it's just 3 of you and the 2 others just, and
they're still sexism to this day. Forget about Edward Hopper's time.
They just sign their names.
Yeah. Anyways, so we love that.
Clock it.
Yep. So sorry.
It's okay.
So I feel like in the painting he seems stressed, like he had a lot to do that day, like he's working, but he's overwhelmed and consumed by his thoughts of like I need to provide for my family. I need to buy them the best things. I'm in competition with every other man because, I mean, women didn't work in the office at that time. So,
Also,
you know.
Sorry to cut you off, but
No,
also
no worries.
I do feel like the way you grew up emphasized on your work life. Like if you grew up low class, middle class, high class, like if you grew up with like on food stamps, or you grew up like on food banks, or whatever you get to get by, when you grew up in a low life income or everything, when you grow up, you do want to do good for your family. You do want to provide for them. You do want to feel
it's
like
totally understandable, for sure.
you don't want to them to suffer the way you did growing up, especially when it comes to like being a child of immigrants. That is the most pressure you have to.
We are very aware of that, for
graduate
sure.
on a specific degree. Like Greeks and Armenians, they expect you to be a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse.
It goes to show, even to this day, we still face problems like that. Like, it's just both sexes now.
Yeah, it's just like
literally.
You have pressure to keep up with what your ancestors couldn't do. And also depending like which type of child you're, whether if you're the oldest child, middle child, whatever. Oldest childs have the most pressure.
That's very true.
Middle child, here and there. Youngest child, they get away with easy.
I have pleasure as an only child. We'll say that as well. That's a whole other thing. But anyways, yeah. Back to analysis again. Sorry, we're looking all over the place, but we love that. We're in it. We're passionate. The rigid architecture and harsh shapes shows a loss of oneself and individuality. And I feel like that's really valid, accurate, whatever word you want to use. We lose ourselves in our jobs and trying to do our best. Like, we always feel pressure to be someone else, maybe, or like mimic someone else that's higher than us to get to that level, to work up. It's kind of sad, but it's like you have to do what you gotta do. But I think it's sad. Anyways, I also feel like the windows being so big, as she mentioned before, shows like a separation of like what's happy on the outside and like inside what he's feeling, he's not so happy. It's like just a transparent separation of that. Like him versus the real world, you know? So yeah, I feel like the colors are a little like boring. It's not like a super colorful painting.
No.
It's not like there's like grays and blues and whatever, beiges, but it's like he didn't try to make it too happy, I guess. Because there's like a lack of personality in this environment, as we mentioned, you know. It sounds rude, but like that's what it is. Like there's
literally.
There's no personality. There's nothing that interesting about it other than that you sense his like loneliness.
You sense like a loneliness that he has or something, and it's just like, as we mentioned, he's just there in the office, all alone, isolated, which kind of brings us back to again in this timing where in 2020 everybody had to learn how to completely isolate themselves.
Literally, perfect example.
Like everybody in 2020 6 years ago, which is absolutely insane to think that it was 6 years ago.
Wow.
Everybody had like to stay isolated for 2 weeks at home, and if you had like COVID, you had to be isolated for like a week, and then a week later go get tested to make sure you're clear. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost money. So many people have lost people and everything. So people had to transform a random room in their house to an office. Literally. To look presentable at work.
It's like corporate at your home.
Yeah.
So fucking depressing.
Literally. Especially with people who have a newborn, kids, dogs, or people who live with elderly. It's like, not only are you taking care of them, but when you have COVID, an elderly, whether you have COVID or not, you're taking care of them as well. So it's like, you're not winning. Such a good
comparison. Like,
you're not winning. You're gonna get sick again because you're taking care of someone sick. Then you have to be isolated. I think literally just recently they removed the once a week at home or something. So now it's like 6 years later, it's all office.
Yeah.
Unless like you have a valid reason to stay home, but other than that, you just.
So revolutionary. We love it. Not in the best ways, but anyways, yeah. Right, so yeah, that sucks. But I guess, you know, with every century, there's new problems. Yep.
Swear.
So the intended audience for this painting was, I think, people that are interested in realistic art. Like, that's what it comes down to. Or like 20th century American public experiencing this toxic corporate world.
Especially
It's
people
like, yeah,
that
obviously.
are in business offices or
They could definitely relate to this.
they can relate, or anyone that works in HR or
Whoever's chasing the American
finance.
dream, they know the depression that comes with it.
Literally, like,
Yeah.
this painting, I feel like it's also for people who want to move to the big city. Whether it's like, if we're talking Canada, a lot of people want to move to Toronto because it is considered, I guess, the New York
That's really true, yeah.
of Canada, with all the buildings.
Over consumerism, we love it.
The buildings, the corporate jobs, and everything. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're still gonna feel isolated because you're moving your entire life to a new city, even if it's in your own country. Or also, if you're moving to New York from Canada, although it's a 6-hour drive, you're still isolated from your family because you're moving. Not only are you moving to a new city, you're moving to a country. You're no longer in Canada. You're still in America, but no longer in your own country, which also, like, the States is more expensive.
Yeah. It's like the lengths people have to go to just to be successful, I guess.
Like,
or
you're
their
gonna
version
work.
of success.
You're gonna work like 2 corporate jobs probably in New York just to afford one, like, studio apartment.
Yeah. So, like, this problem came in the 50s, and we're still dealing with it now. And let's not get started on inflation and all that shit right now.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other 50-minute topic. So, last point I would like to get into is that even though this painting is realistic, we get a sense of modernism, being able to interpret, like, his expressions and, like, the solitude we get. It is definitely more realistic painting, but we can obviously see in his face that this seriousness he's showing us, the colors, the way it was painted, the rigidness, just really shows that he's not happy. We don't even know if he's happy when he gets home. Like, we don't know if he's ever happy. He just seems incomplete and so separate from what his desires truly are, probably, you know? And it sucks, because we all deal with that to this day, like, feeling separated, feeling depressed because of our responsibilities. So I think that's why we enjoyed working on this painting, because it's relatable.
Yeah, and like, it's
also, literally relatable.
It's also like a modern painting, which was I think done in it was done in the 50s, so it's not like
1953.
It was done
I don't know
in
what else happened there, but yeah.
So I think it was also a good thing that we had a painting that was not that like old. It's ancient.
Way back.
It was not like it was in the 1800s or in the 1500s. It was during the time that a lot of stuff was happening in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's that.
That's that.
That's our opinion on that.
Exactly.
So thank you for hearing us out.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.